We're streaming on Twitch. Oh yeah. Gotta refresh the page. Waiting for things to load. We got anything? Oh yeah. There we go. Okay. And Dementia Radio now. And recording in 3, 2, 1.
Recorded live on DementiaRadio.org, it's the Funny Music Podcast, brought to you by FuMP.com, where you can download new free comedy songs twice a week. Now, here's your hosts, Devo Spice and the great Luke Ski.
Hey, Devo Spice.
Hey. Hey, Luke Ski.
What pre-recorded interviews do we have this week?
We have pre-recorded interviews with Kurt Curtin of Kurplunk and Jeff Whitmire of Jeff Whitmire. And welcome to episode 755 of the Funny Music Podcast for Thursday, December 5th. And that lucky panda just subscribed at Tier 1 for the 8th month in a row. Thank you. Thank you, Lucas. And the title of this week's episode is Amusement Observation. So, you know what to do. And before we get started, I want to mention, I realized I forgot to post the video for last week's show on YouTube. And I just realized that like an hour ago. So, I haven't had a chance to do that. I'm also still a couple behind on posting the makeup episodes. So what I'm going to do is tomorrow morning, I'm just going to post them all. So if your podcast software catches episode 755 but does not catch 754 753, or if you miss one, just go back. I'm sure there's a way you can find it, because I can't do this anymore. My brain is not working. So anyway, let's do the catch-up thing.
Let's get caught up with what Devo and Luke have been up to since last week. Or else Devo, if Luke failed and didn't show up.
Hey, what?
Oh, he's right.
So Luke, what you been up to?
Root canal.
Oh jeez. Wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, the good news is I have finally found a dentist that takes my insurance. So, I've been able to actually get some things done. Like I had an appointment like just over a week ago where I basically got kind of the first prep done for it, and then they had to wait to hear back from the. Like, the first prep was, like, basically to help, knock out the pain I was feeling at that immediate moment, and it worked. And then they had to wait to hear back from, the Medi-Cal insurance about whether or not it was going to be covered for them to continue. So then I came back in this morning, and they continued, and today was significantly more painful. So that was about, 90 minutes of my morning this morning. It's finally calmed down to some degree. I'm on ibuprofen and antibiotics to help deal with it, and I'm eating soup for the immediate time being. I'm hoping by tomorrow I'm, somewhat back to normal. But, as much as I wanted to spend today working on, like, art or whatever, I basically spent all day watching stuff on Netflix because Kalani was, insisting that I should just take it easy,
Yeah, absolutely.
Last week I saw Moana 2, and I really enjoyed it. So there's that. Went to, that was, on Thanksgiving Day, which I spent at Kalani's place. So, we also that day watched on Paramount Plus that new Jack Black movie called Dear Santa, where a kid accidentally misspells his Dear Santa letter and it goes to Satan instead of Santa.
How was that?
It was good. It was funny. And the funny thing is, it's a Farrelly Brothers movie. If all y'all remember the Farrelly Brothers from the 90s, making movies like Dumb and Dumber, and There's Something About Mary, and Me, Myself, and Irene, and a bunch of other things they've made that were generally pretty hard rated R things. Like, they did make that live action Three Stooges, like, kind of
that
remake movie like 10 or so years ago. And I think that they made PG, but it was still kind of like, you could tell that there was probably a either PG-13 or R-rated cut made just by some of like they're helping. It's the Three Stooges doing a typical Three Stooges thing, like, oh, we're helping kids at the orphanage. But there was a gag where one of the nuns, who was a much younger woman, was like wearing a habit, but like her swimsuit was like this super scantily clad, almost lingerie-looking swimsuit, and it never gets addressed in the final cut of the movie. And it's like, okay, there was definitely a scene where it was the Stooges reacting to that, and it got cut because the studio probably wanted to get it down to PG just to make more money off of it. But all in all, that was a good movie. Anyway, so the fact that this was a PG movie, and like, they were able to like stick to that, and it didn't feel out of place or anything like that. I mean, they managed to get some pretty good like dark jokes in there, kind of snuck in the kind of jokes the adults would get, but would go right over the kids' heads.
Sure,
So I think it's definitely worth your time checking out. And then the day after that, we went to Disneyland just because that's what we do. And unfortunately didn't get on Tiana's Bayou Adventure this time. We did the last time we were there. We got lucky, and I am very much wanting to ride that ride over and over again. I did not give a crap about that ride when it was Splash Mountain, because I generally don't like to get wet, going to theme parks like that. Like, if I want to get wet, I'll go to a water park and do water slides and intentionally get wet. It's like, I don't know. But the fact that they've rethemed it to be Tiana's Bayou Adventure with like their most state-of-the-art animatronics, recreating characters from one of my favorite movies from Walt Disney Animation Studios. It's like, yes, please, I want to ride it over and over. But since it's currently the newest ride, it's the hardest one to actually get on. So they have these, it's like trying to get the lottery to get a ticket to go into Comic-Con, except, you're on your phone at like 7 a.m., noon, and 4 p.m. when they open up the lottery to let people get in the virtual queue line for that, so that people will find out if they're going to ride the ride or not. So they don't even have it set up for like the pay to get on the ride thing. Well, actually, I think technically they do, but the ride got shut down at some point. Anyway, the point is, whatever. We had a fun time. And other than that, I've been trying to. I kind of have. I've had a bunch of days off, and I really wanted to get to work on my animatic, but I also have been dealing with a problem, which is the person I currently have prescribing my meds. She went on some kind of vacation, and apparently she thought that I still had another psychiatrist besides her that was prescribing my citalopram, and I told her at some point I'm closing up shop with those people, because if you're subscribing my Adderall, then I want you to also subscribe my citalopram, so I don't have to deal with these other people anymore. And she said that was fine and that she could do that, but I guess maybe she forgot or something, and then when she left to go on her vacation, she left me like instructions to refill my Adderall, but not my citalopram. So I've been trying to contact them about, can I please get a refill on my antidepressant meds, please? And they're like, no, you have to wait till she gets back on the 16th. And I'm like, okay, cool. I guess I'll just be depressed for the next 2 or 3 weeks. That's fine. Whatever. So it's kind of like I had all the spare time to like, yay, I can get to work on my animatic. And then my brain said, yay, you can go to sleep and not be awake and deal with reality. Because that's the way all that works. So I'm trying
honestly, that's been my MO for the past week too. I just wanted to do nothing all week, and I slept so much the other day.
Yeah. So what was I going to say? Oh yeah. So in the past week or so, there's a sitcom that's been around for a while, but I never watched it. And it just got put on Netflix, and for some reason, it landing on Netflix as opposed to being on, I assume it was on like Peacock before, and Netflix is a much wider audience. Like, suddenly everyone's been discovering and talking about this sitcom, and I'm like, okay, well, I should finally check it out, because my understanding was that Patton Oswalt was on the sitcom just as like a recurring character, but But I was wrong. He's one of the main cast. The show is called AP Bio, and it's basically, he's not the main character, but the main character is this one teacher who used to be like a Harvard teacher, but then some scandal happened and he ended up in Toledo teaching at a high school for a biology class. But he's a philosophy teacher. He doesn't care anything about biology. So basically, he spends all his days, talking to the students and like saying, like, if you just shut up and leave me alone, I'll give you all an A at the end of the semester. But if you rat me out, I'll give you an F. Just let me sit here and not do anything, or plot revenge against this guy he has a rivalry with, and so the ensemble is like all these kids in the class, and Patton plays the principal of the school, so he's basically in every episode. And I was just like, I wish Patton would have talked more about him being a main cast member, or I would have watched it back when it was first on the air, because it started in 2019 and it went for 4 seasons. And basically, anyway, the point is that, I'm really enjoying the show, so check it out on Netflix. And there's one particular actor that plays one of the kids in the class that I just think is really funny. The character's name is Heather, and it's like, I know she doesn't need. Like, ever see those? It's like that kind of Revenge of the Nerd thing where they give someone glasses that you can tell aren't actually real glasses, but they're kind of round, and they do that thing where they make somebody's eyes look huge and also a little bit cross-eyed, even though they're not actually that way. Like that kind of, "Oh, I'm a nerd," like kind of thing. So she's wearing those type of glasses, but I don't know. She's just a comedy ninja. She's so good at playing her role. All the other kids are great too, but like I've just singled her out as like, oh, that's such a good performance of a character. It's like, kind of like me like focusing in on Entrapped on She-Ra. It's like this character is standing out as being an excellent, character. So, me being a fan of her is my amusement observation about AP Bio, that she's a really funny character.
Very nice.
And I looked her up on IMDb to see if she's on social media. The actor's name is Allison Snyder, and the character she plays is Heather on AP Bio. And it looks like she's moved on from acting because her Twitter says writer, director, producer. So maybe she's not doing the acting thing so much anymore. But dang, she's funny. So yeah. So that's a thing I wanted to at least mention, because, I don't really have, I used to have a podcast where I could talk about pop culture things, particularly if they were animated, and I don't have that anymore, because my life is great. So yeah, I have other stuff I could talk about, but I'm going to shut up so that you can tell me what you've been up to the past week.
Oh, a little of this, a little of that. Did Thanksgiving with the in-laws last Thursday, and I've been doing some work on my accounting software on the back end, and Luke knows this because he got like 35 test emails from me the other day while I was trying to fix this report. And that last test did not work, by the way, so I'm going to have to find some other solution. But the big news in my life is I was nominated for my first acting award this week. There's a film festival called the New Jersey Film Awards, and it's actually a monthly festival. And so I was nominated for Best Supporting Actor for the short film Consequences that I'm in. Consequences was actually nominated for a lot. Joey got nominated for best actor. I was Best Supporting Actor. Film was also nominated for Best Thriller, Best Movie Poster, and Best Cinematography. And I didn't win for Best Supporting Actor. What are you going to do? The film did win Best Thriller and Best Movie Poster. So, and it's doing very well. It's got several other film festivals coming up. One I'm probably planning to go to for Saturday night that it's going to be in. So that should be fun. So yeah, that was kind of my dopamine hit for the week. So that was awesome. And speaking of films, I'm done submitting Talk to the Hand to film festivals, so I've decided to just make it public on Vimeo. So you can watch it on Vimeo now if you haven't seen it. This is my short film. It's the spoof of the horror film Talk to Me, where they use the cursed hand to talk to ghosts. And, it does the same thing, except there's a twist to it. And Luke appears in it as the voice of Gilbert Gottfried. That scene always kills. That scene, people love that scene. So it's on my Vimeo page. You can find it a couple of different ways. I think if you search for it, it should come right up. But I set up a shortened URL for it. So if you can go to tiny.cc/talktothehandfilm, it'll go right to it. Or one of the other things I did last week was I made lots of updates to devospice.com that were long overdue. And, excuse me, under the non-music category at the top, I added a new page for filmmaking that has Talk to the Hand, Room 259, and this other 15-second film I made back in 2018 called The Clarabelle Challenge. So all three of those are up on there. You can watch them there, or you can link to Vimeo from there and get them. So give it a watch. You might like it. So that's all I've been up to. All right. We got 2 pre-recorded interviews this week. So coming up first is the latest from Jeff Whitmire about the series Tremors. Here is Bixby.
They were sick of it all, Val and Earl, that's a fact, this place a bummer and they've got dreams. They left for the next town, one-way track, then they stumbled on Edgar Deems. He'd been there a minute, oh God, the sand, it seems to me he'd been distressed. Cause something was rumbling fast, smelly and bad, what it was I couldn't have guessed. Well then they left his home and Earl was there, but before they could make the slip, they both came upon the severed shepherd Fred, or what was left of the guy, his poor head was snipped. That was when the world shook and then they fell to squirm. Well there's a blast, better haul your ass on the bigs, come and guess this whole damn place has worms. Well they were heading out to Bixby, let's leave this town. It seems something wild and shifty is underground. I got a feeling like the folks are all doomed when it seemed they'd be swallowed whole. They're moving rock to rock, Ron and those hillbilly guys really working the pole. Those gravellies ain't giving them slack, and then it looked to be a never-ending dark. But Mindy feels no fear, she thinks this beast being stranded in Jurassic Park. They gotta get out to the mountains it seems, cause those worms can't get through. There's a couple of those mother humpers coming fast, but our gang knows what to do. The gummers were ready, yeah they were packing, make that critter pack all go boom. Bert said, hey you goddamn Cambrian bastard, you broke in the wrong rec room. So we gotta get to Bixby, they're all around. Heading out to Bixby, don't make a sound. Grab explosives and all your guns, unless you're hell-bent to get a really tough. Let's get Bixby bound, but you better get off of that ground. Well, one of them slugs really hit the wall, but there are a few left giving them flack. The townsfolk people getting high, so maybe they'd avoid ending up a snack. And by some sick fate, those suckers can learn. Built a trap, took a dozer out, and the journey would be long, but they knew they had to quickly come up with another route. They knew they'd be graboid too. Did you bring any HK-91s? Sorry there, Melvin, but maybe someday they'll give you a loaded gun. Well, they wouldn't be spending the rest of the night stuck here on this bloody plane with a little light blast of household trash. They made those bastards rain. So hit the deck now, Nancy, they're pouring round. You don't need to get too fancy to take them down. They're holding strong, making one hell of a stand. Those gummers were packing heat, till that dirt track and flicked the bomb like a flea. Kinda looks like they got beat.
Yes, it does.
And all seemed lost, Val got a plan. That's when the brother did start to scat. led that grabber to the end and then some, and off the cliff that worm went splat, and I guess that's that. Now in this world there's a lot of those graboids, cycling forms, exchanging clothes. They got a cute shrieker, oh yeah, or bad, that was some info you should have known. But whoa, I'm damn sure I'm looking at something that's flying head over hair, like a rabbit incinerator. Here it comes, shooting fire straight from its rear. Never mind now, Bixby, they've got it down. Head back to perfection, their kind of town. Well, maybe it ain't a lot. They're doing what they can with what they got. They're gonna be renowned now. They've even got a local dog crown and their own dust squid.
I'm here with Jeff Whitmire. How you doing, Jeff?
I'm good. How's everyone?
Good. So tell us about Bixby.
Okay, so Bixby is my tribute song for the film Tremors franchise, but mostly the first film.
Yeah, I was going to say there's like 85 of them, aren't there?
There are about like 85, 86. Yeah, at this point, I think. There's going to be more even now because they got the rights back. But
cool.
the original company. But I have a theory about Tremors, and that is that everyone likes that movie. Like even like not horror fans, I think it's just an absolutely fun film, and it's one of my feel good films, one of my comfort watches, and I really wanted to do a song for it. And some people that were connected with the original film caught wind that I was a fan. I was doing it, like, yeah, you absolutely gotta do it. And someone I was thinking, I always think when I'm doing a parody, like what song am I going to do it to and everything, and someone goes, well, you got to do it to a Reba song, right? I'm like, oh, that makes sense. And I was like, well, yeah, I was walking one day, which seems to be when I get all my ideas lately, and I was walking and I thought Fancy is definitely one of her biggest hits, and I was like, Fancy Bixby, because they reference the fact that they're trying to get to Bixby several times in the movie. I'm like, oh, I can make that work. So that's where that all came from then.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen Tremors, so it took me a minute to make the connection. I was like, I thought they were from Perfection, not
They
Bixby.
are from Perfection, yeah.
And then I was like, oh, that's right, they're trying to get out of Perfection to get to Bixby.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, like the first like quarter of the movie is Val and Earl trying to make a break from Perfection and go to Bixby.
Mm-hmm.
And the Kill Count YouTube channel. The Zoran is one of the guys that fills in for James Janice every once in a while, and he did the whole Tremor series, and that was a running joke he did, was he had an I Love Bixby shirt, and he'd be like, Bixby. So when I dropped the video, people were tagging him all over the place, and he enjoyed the song. He even liked that I put a little kill count graphic in there in the video.
That's great. So yeah, I've always loved the Tremors films. I'm a like monster movies are kind of my jam. So when this one came out, I was like, I was all in on this movie. And then I thought they started getting silly, but a lot of sequels get silly after 2 or 3, iterations. But I loved all of them. And then there was a series, wasn't there, on Sci-Fi?
There was one season series on Sci-Fi.
One season, okay.
Michael Gross was in that as well, and then like the cast of the third one.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen all of those episodes, so I may need to go back and get caught up. But I did see the most recent Tremors film that came out.
The Sugar Island.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, that was lots of fun.
Yeah. Sad ending, but yes.
Yeah, but it needed to happen because, time marches on. But
right.
But yeah, it was great.
Yeah, I do love all of them. I have a collection that has the first every one of them, but the last one is in the collection. Mm-hmm. So whenever I have an idea for a song, I always watch the movie again, just before writing the lyrics, because I think that kind of gets me into the mindset. Plus, sometimes I'll see like something and I'll be like, there's a joke. You got to put that in. So for this one I watched the first one because that's been happening a lot lately too. I'm like, I'm going to write it about the franchise or the series, and then I'll watch the first one. So I just kept watching. I was like, I'll watch one more. I'll watch one more. I'll watch one more. And I watched every single one, and then pretty much made the lyrics about the first movie.
Well, I think the first one is the one everybody remembers. So
that's the one people really know. Yeah. But when I recorded it, I think it's one thing I like about working with Mike, because Mike Boley did he did the mix on the version that's on there, and then now we have a studio version because that was a karaoke track. So we do have a studio version now done for direct to video. But I always send them. I'll send them like a lot of us do. I'll record like 5-6 tracks and send them all of them, and then he'll pick and choose. And I think I did the country accent for 1, maybe 2. Because I was like, I don't think I'm pulling this off. And then he sent back the mix and it was all the country accent. I'm like, yeah, but see, that does work. See, that's why I'm glad somebody else does that, because I don't always hear what's best.
Yeah, sometimes you just need a second set of ears on a song just
right.
to like pick out what works and what doesn't.
I think that's always good, because I'll go on and on about how this didn't work, and like Mike will come back, he's like, no, it does, it works, and then usually like the third or fourth listen back, I'll be like, yeah, he called that, that's absolutely right.
I will very often send my songs past, new songs. I'll run them by Shoebox or Luke or someone or Ian just to get their feedback on the song, and let me know if there's anything jumping out at me that is glaringly bad.
Right. Agreed. I think it's good to get like test audience. Like if I had done that with Witch, then I wouldn't have, as Ian called me out, I pronounced some R's wrong. So that would have been good to have someone listen to that.
What are you going to do?
Yeah, No, usually now, I'll try and when I do a song, I'll send it to like a round of 3 or 4 people and say, hey, let me know if you're hearing anything. Be brutal, be honest.
So how's progress on the new album?
It's going well. We have, I want to say offhand, we have 8 tracks done completely, or with just needing polish. We've done studio mixes of some of the other YouTube songs that I had that were on karaoke tracks. We have one or two completely new songs, and then I've written lyrics for 5 more. As you know, there's one because I've reached out to you to be in one.
Yep.
So I think I've written lyrics to 5 or 6 more, 5 more, 5 3/4, and so we're moving along, and there's we're working on a big one now that has a guest star on it. It has a guest artist that I'm really excited about. It started as one song and then became a medley. So I'm excited for that one. But yeah, it's moving along. Rounded up some guest artists for the guest singers for this one that I'm really excited about, including yourself. This time around, it's been hard for me because I think by this point last year and the year before, I had dropped like 10 songs. But I said I did not want to do that. When I did Stabby Road, I was constantly dropping songs right up till the end. So there weren't that many left that people hadn't heard. And I said I didn't want that to be the case this time. I wanted it to be where I can send the physical copies of the CD out to the backers and people can actually hear things for the first time and be like, oh, cool. Like the songs that I talked to you about.
A lot. Yeah.
The song I talked to you about, I've really started, the more I've listened to it, I'm like, that's an album opener. And I can't wait for people to put that in the CD player and have that be the first thing they hear. I think that'll be really cool if it's the first time you hear it.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. All right. So do you have anything you'd like to plug?
Yeah, I mean, you can check out my Bandcamp page, jeffwhitmire.bandcamp.com. That's where Stabby Road is available, and my first album, Deep Fried Superhero, and some singles. And my YouTube channel is where I put all the videos for the songs. That's Jeff Whitmire 47.
All right. Thank you for joining us.
You're welcome. Thank you.
And good luck finishing up the album.
Yes, thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
Look at all the tasty people.
This is the FuMP.
Hannibal Lecter, he's eating liver, Chianti, some nice fava beans. This is his dream.
Me hate your cookies, stop freaking asking me. Me reject all your cookies, though you ask me constantly. Screw all your cookies, evil corporate entity. Oh, you and your cookies can all suck it. Hey, you know what?
It's got California class and rotten dairy style as we're cruising every prime timeline light mile. But forget about the bridge and come on down, my friends, cause the lower decks is where the real action begins. And time again, the junior staff has always proven that they keep the ship afloat, cause lower decks keep it moving.
Lower decks, lower decks, lower decks.
Lower decks keep it moving.
Lower decks, lower decks.
That's the Funny Music Project at thefump.com. THEFUMP.com. Funny.
Time for funny music news. Something.
In the news, Weird Al Yankovic is giving away one of his accordions. On Tuesday, he announced he'll be giving away an accordion signed by him to support Children's Hospital in Los Angeles. You can donate now at Children's LA to support their groundbreaking pediatric research and complex care for critically ill and injured children. Donate to win at fandiem.com/weirdal. That's FANDIEM.com/weirdal. WEIRDAL. And I have a hair in my mouth. I think I got it. Speaking of Weird Al, Al has re-uploaded one of the multi-takes of the video for Tacky. This is where they show 4 different takes simultaneously. Al says, "It has come to my attention that this video is no longer available anywhere on the internet, so I've decided to upload it here." So it's available on his YouTube channel. Yeah, that's it. It's available on his YouTube channel. Insane Ian is having a sale of everything on his Bandcamp page. You can get 35% off using the discount code CyberWeek2024. Sale runs until December 8th, so you still have 3 or 4 days to get in on it. Go to insaneian.bandcamp.com and use the discount code CyberWeek2024. And as a reminder, I will be posting the video for Wet Ass Pussycat a week from tomorrow, on Friday, that's December 13th. And I'll be posting another 30-second clip of it tomorrow to my Bandcamp and TikTok pages at Devo Spice. And some sad news. Jake McReynolds passed away. He died on November 28th at the age of 45. He was Psycho Stick's original guitarist. He toured with the band for the first couple of years and co-wrote several of the songs on their first album. This is not a CD, this is a sandwich. And no word on cause of death or anything, but came as a shock to all the guys in Psycho Stick, so our thoughts go out to them. All right, you got anything before tour dates?
I don't think so.
Alrighty. On Sundays in Nashville, Tennessee, Steve Goody hosting at the Bluebird. On Sundays online, 2 Sleeps. Mondays online, Steve Goody and Brad Tassel at virtualcomedyshow.com. Mondays and Tuesdays online, Bill Larkin. The 6th in Santa Clarita, California, Jefferson De Leon. On the 6th in Livermore, California, Phil Johnson and Roadside Attraction. The 6th through the 8th in Wichita, Kansas, Mikey Mason. The 7th in Loudonville, New York, Drew Jacobs. The 7th in Jersey City, New Jersey, David W. Jacobson. The 7th in New York, Carla Ulbrich. The 8th in Albany, New York, Drew Jacobs. The 9th in Santa Cruz, California, Phil Johnson and Roadside Attraction. On the 12th in East Greenbush, New York, Drew Jacobs. The 12th in Great Barrington, Massachusetts, Drew Jacobs. The 13th in Rancho Cordova, California, Phil Johnson and Roadside Attraction. The 14th in Easton, Pennsylvania, Carla Ulbrich. The 15th in Rochester, New York, Drew Jacobs. And the 15th and online at plausible.com, Carla Ulbrich. That's PLAUZZABLE.com. And birthdays coming up tomorrow on the 6th. Lauren Mayer. Happy birthday, Lauren. Hooray! All right, second song of the week. New one by Kurplunk. Here is Bananas.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, Bananas, oh, bananas. So curved and yellow, you'll be cracking a smile. All the way from distant jungles to your grocer on the veggie fruit aisle. They have their own republic and they're touted in a bunch, high in vitamin B6 and monkeys, folks, because they age so fast. Those mini ones are really so cute. Bananas are the funniest fruit. Bananas, oh bananas, don't bang around too bad or you'll cause a bruise. I must confess I'm a bit picky about bananas when it's time to consume. Only like 'em yellow, then a loner and a split banana bread is okay too. The organic ones are fun, but buy 'em if you please. There's bananas always waiting for you. You say banana, I say banana. Just give me that.
No, no, honey, that's a plantain. Put that back. So let me tell you how to elegantly eat around a bruise. Simply eat down to the bruise and break off the cylindrical section containing it. Then, turning the good side toward you, bite and eat the non-bruised part, disposing of the bruise properly.
Hey, can't we say that bananas are the funniest fruit? Monkeys looking, everybody juking. You can cram a whole one in your mouth and try to talk or chew. Oh, oh, oh. But first you gotta pick the shade you want from light green to bright black. Give the spotty ones to monkeys, folks, because they age so fast. Those mini ones are really so cute. Everybody sing. Bananas are the funniest fruit. Hang 'em on a hook or you can use one like a phone. Just try to eat 'em before they become goo. Bananas are the funniest fruit. Bananas are the funniest fruit.
What about pineapples?
Shh, shut up, shut up.
I am here with Kurt Curtin of Kurplunk. How you doing, Kurt?
Good, good.
So welcome back. So tell us about bananas, the song, not the fruit. Unless you want to talk about the fruit, we can talk about the fruit, but the song for too.
You know, ironically enough, I don't like bananas in things unless it's maybe banana bread or banana split. Like everything else, I'm like, I'm trying to think of a good example. Maybe a salad or like a smoothie mix or something, prefab frozen smoothie mix. I don't like. No bananas.
No bananas. Okay.
Bananas by themselves or the other is good. But yeah, this song released in mid-October, and it's about all things banana. So how funny they are, the seeds, the strings, the peels. It was inspired by, like I said in the little blip or whatever that's going to be on the website, or maybe already is. It's inspired by a humor article that I wrote for my high school newspaper. I was the funny stuff writer. And I think it's at the bottom of that little thing on the FuMP.com when my entry pops up. And
it's not actually. I was going to ask you about that because it mentions it, but then it's not there. So maybe we can fix that before this interview goes up.
I thought I had dumped it in there, or I don't know, maybe it was too many characters or something. It wasn't too long of an article, but yeah, we'll talk after.
Okay.
Right now I'm probably, and thanks for letting me pre-record this, because right now I'm probably in Ventura having dinner. So this being a Thursday the 5th for all purposes of recording. So, but let's see. And there's a dance remix too. And
did you do the remixes yourself, or did you farm those out?
No, I did have my guy remix, but I produced really hard. So it's kind of, I say it's inevitable versus whatever he goes under. I forget off the top of my head. But because Inevitable is my EDM band. So, but yeah, it's kind of a dual collaboration between the two of us, but I had a pretty specific idea of what I wanted it to be. So the original is reggae. That's the version we'll probably play tonight. And then the remix is like a dance thing. And definitely check out the video for the reggae one, because it has a lot of cute banana ridden stuff in it. It's pretty packed with bananas. and I did have a lot of fun with the Miley Cyrus and the Britney Spears like AI voicings in the bridge. So yeah.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Yeah, so what's been going on with you lately?
Let's see. Just working these singles. I don't remember Corn. I don't remember Eating Corn song basically premiered on. I started pushing that one on Thanksgiving Day, let's see, and then doing this trip to California and Arizona, and seeing some friends out there. Let's see. Oh yeah, and since my last appearance on this show, my bandmate and I, he was here from Indiana, and we picked out like the song titles for the next Kurplunk album and the next Inevitable album. So that was kind of fun.
Oh, cool.
And
when are you hoping to have those done?
probably start writing for the techno record in early 2025, and then maybe have it out in a year and a half. So nobody should.
Oh, so you don't have the songs done yet?
Oh no, like I have titles. That's it. So,
okay, that's interesting.
Titles and ideas.
Okay, so you guys just like came up with a list of song titles and were like, okay, these are the songs we're gonna write.
Yeah, I had about 15, plus I had about 3 covers that I was looking at. So we whittled the covers from 3 to 2, and we whittled the list of 15 down to like 8. So
okay.
Yeah. So but nobody should hold their breath on that. It takes quite, you know how.
Yeah. It takes a while. Yeah.
Fully baked and fully polished, you want it really great, and so it's not something I can snap my fingers and do in 6 months. I'm not Steve Goody, so.
Right. Yeah.
So that's pretty much all that's been going on here. It's just
you
cold.
mentioned
first snow last night here in Nashville. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Luckily, it didn't pile up. So.
Yeah, we had a little bit last weekend, and just.
And where are you?
Northern New Jersey.
Oh yeah, you guys are much more prone.
Yeah, we're used to it. Although, last couple of years have been kind of light, but what are you gonna do?
Can't complain about that.
Yeah.
We don't need another snowmageddon here. We get one every about four years or so.
Yeah, well, the local ski resort has been complaining about it, so.
Yeah, they're like they're in a snow drought.
Yeah.
Crawling over broken glass, going, "Please, God."
Yeah, they're actually planning to open this weekend, so I might actually be going skiing this weekend. So we'll see.
Yeah, well, they may have to turn the snow blowers on.
Oh yeah, they've been making snow. It's been cold enough here for about a week now that they've been making snow. So hopefully they've got a nice base going. My son is nagging me to go skiing, so.
Cool. Well, that's cool that you guys have more propensity for that or whatever. Like I went one time in February to Gatlinburg and all that, and it was too warm. They couldn't even turn the snow blowers on because it would just melt.
Yeah.
So no skiing for us.
I mean, they could turn the snow blowers on, but they're basically be sprinklers at that point. You know.
Yeah.
They don't quite have the same effect. All right. So do you have anything you'd like to plug?
Let's see. I would say, please follow and subscribe at YouTube and Instagram. Those are both at Kurplunk Music. Kurplunk with a U as it's spelled here. So at Kurplunk Music at YouTube and Instagram and TikTok too. Because I post more different little funny videos on TikTok that don't appear on any of the other social media channels. And so some of those have kind of blown up. That's been
cool, nice,
exciting, and unexpected. I had one of just like dust busting a spider up outside off the door frame, and that got like 1,200 views or 1,400 or something. So I'm like, well, I guess with the proper tags and the proper text overlay, and if it has to do with spider abuse, then people are going to watch it. So. So yeah, follow us at YouTube and Instagram at Kurplunk Music, and for new videos, we have 3 more unreleased songs coming out over the next year or so. Most of the songs from the new album can be heard though at our YouTube channel, plus some cool like behind the scenes content, like how the sploosh was made in the Beach Boys song, and like I've got the Llamas. The Llama song, I think, is the next single, and I did a interview with a lady who owned a llama farm in residential Atlanta. So that one's coming up. It'll be like a 15-minute thing, but yeah, very interesting. Having llamas in your backyard and the neighbors not complain.
Sounds good. All right. Well, thank you for joining us, and we will catch you next time.
All right, and I guess, should I say "Here's Bananas" or you'll do that?
Nope, we've already played it. We played it beforehand, so.
Oh, okay. Oh, it would have been played before. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, thanks for the appearance, and hope to see you again. Fingers crossed for the corn song. I think I put that one through a while back, so a couple weeks ago. So.
All right, man. Catch you later.
All right. Bye, everyone. Merry Christmas.
Making the internet absolutely ridiculous. Dementia Radio.
www.dementiaradio.org. Port 8027.
Please hang up and try again.
This is the part where there's feedback. 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 You know that segment of the show we do about now? Feedback. Feedback. Feedback.
Feedback.
Draconosaurus. Draconosaurus. Draconosaurus.
Draconis wrote, I thought you might want to know Devo, and then it's a link to an NJ.com article about Netflix's new studio that they're building up not too far from me, actually. Yeah, my acting teacher has been talking about this for quite some time. He's very excited about it. There's actually a couple studios, like a couple companies building new studios in this area, so it's going to be a good place to be an actor for, you know, all of a sudden once these things get going. So I'm excited. And there are no comments on the last week's YouTube video because I forgot to post last week's YouTube video. So as I mentioned at the beginning of the show, I will get caught up tomorrow morning and just post everything. So that's it for feedback. And
teasing. He's a teasing kind of guy. Now you have a job.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't tease anything anyway because tomorrow's song is by a new artist and Tuesday's song is not yet posted yet.
Tuesday's song is not yet posted.
So
we can sort of tease something.
Sure.
During your recent email misadventures involving the FuMP website and stuff and testing things, and me and Ian were like searching our emails trying to track down when the problem may have begun. I noticed that back in 2022, Bonnie Gordon attempted to post the song 4 Letters, her ADHD song, to, like, she was trying to do it through the submit a song track, and she didn't realize that she didn't need to do that because as one of the library bards who is already an approved auxiliary artist, that she's already approved as an auxiliary artist and she could just set up her own thing. So basically, we disregarded that entry, and somewhere along the way, something that was supposed to happen didn't happen, or someone got confused, or yada yada yada. The point is that I pointed this out, and that began a conversation between me and Devo and Bonnie that is, hopefully leading to Bonnie getting her own solo artist account set up because she does have new comedy music coming along.
She has one. I set it up in 2022. She just never selected a date to post with.
Does it have like a photo and a bio and all that other stuff?
I don't know. That's up to the artist. You know what? I'll verify that everything is all set up tomorrow.
I mean, I could send you the bio I wrote for her for when she was guest of honor at MarsCon if we want to throw some text in there or whatever. Sure. But my point is, to the people listening, that hopefully we're going to get all that figured out. And we normally don't post songs that are kind of already been around for a while. But considering the mishap involved, I was basically saying, please post 4 Letters. It's a good song. I want it to be a FuMP track officially. So hopefully, it seems like Bonnie is interested in doing that, and I know she has other new comedy tracks coming in her solo genre, etc., in the future. So
I can tell you it's not happening. Yeah, but I can tell you it's not happening before the end of the year.
Oh yeah, because
the schedule is
we got
packed.
Tons of Christmas. We got tons of Christmas tracks lined up,
yeah.
And I know that you send off an email every week reminding all of us in the FuMP Corps to vote on the songs, and I do read those emails. But having those things come in like as they were coming in back in 2022 and earlier, whenever the thing before the thing stopped working properly,
yeah.
Just to get like, oh, here's a new song from Art Paul, here's a new song from Kurplunk, here, whatever, getting those emails pop up being like, oh yeah, the FuMP demo trench, I better go listen to this, and it helped me keep on top of making sure I was checking that thing, if not once, at least once a week, if not more than once a week, so that I was on top of like voting for those tracks. And since that mysteriously went away, I haven't been as on the ball with doing the voting, which I feel bad about. So I'm trying to do better about that. So hopefully, if that all gets resolved,
I think it was because we had a song come through the other day that you guys said you saw the email come through.
All right, cool. Yeah, then I got resolved. So hooray for that.
So that's been resolved.
So anyway, the point is that hopefully sometime in 2025, before too long, Bonnie's song four letters will get posted, and then eventually in the future there will be more songs from Bonnie because Bonnie's awesome.
All right, so we need a Spotify playlist topic. Oh, I'm going to do Christmas. That's right. I'm just going to do Christmas until Christmas. All right. All right. Jeff Whitmire is on YouTube.
It's December.
Yeah.
No, I was just saying, it's weird that it's December 5th already.
I know, right?
It just seems like Christmas songs. Oh yeah, it is actually the seasonally appropriate time to start playing Christmas songs.
Christmas is not too early. Christmas is in less than 3 weeks now.
Yes.
So,
which means I need to figure out things that I want to buy so that I can hopefully scrounge together money and buy them for people.
Yeah. Me too.
Yeah.
Kurplunk is at kurplunk.com, I believe. And Jeff Whitmire is on YouTube at jeffwhitmire47, jeffwhitmire.bandcamp.com. And that, as they say, is a show. Thank you for listening to the Funny Music Podcast. I'm Devo Spice.
I'm Luke Ski, and there were others.
The others.
And look, here's my cat. It's Hubert.
Yay! Thank you for listening to the Funny Music Podcast. You can listen live every Thursday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific at DementiaRadio.org and join us in the chat. Or subscribe to the podcast feed. Look us up on iTunes and be sure to leave us a review. Feedback for the show can be sent to info@thefump.com. The Funny Music Podcast is a production of Fidem Interactive, LLC, released under a Creative Commons share-alike license. Tell your friends, tell your enemies, shout it to random people on the street, and be sure to visit thefump.com for the latest funny songs. Tune in next week where you'll hear Luke Ski say,
"It's beginning to look a lot like I don't know anymore."